So, I decided that there was no way I was gonna not look like I was at the grocery store, the box, the post office, another grocery store today. I have the same pantyhose and shoes on, but I'm here. um, Hello.
Hello.
Wow, you're quick.
Oh, that's what she said.
How was your bowling? No, it wasn't bowling. Your baseball, right? It was
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the ticket.
Last week. I don't know. You said you were somewhere.
I was at the Cardinals game, and they lost by 1 run, and they had the bases loaded, ball in 9, and they shot the bed.
What does that mean?
Then afterwards, we went back to the condo, had a couple beers, and laughed and chatted, and went to bed.
It looked like very like Chicago, very like city. That building you were in, like very brick, you know.
Well, it's downtown, honey.
Well, I've never been to Chicago.
It's not Chicago, it's St. Louis, honey.
Well, it looked like Chicago. Where is St. Louis again?
Missouri.
That's close.
No, there's like a 4-hour difference.
Well, then it sounds like you had quite the adventure.
Yeah, especially when I show my friends my dating apps.
Apps, plural. How can you keep up? How many do you have?
Well, actually I just showed them one, but I restarted my Hinge account the other day.
Hinge. Well, any luck? Any success?
No, no.
Well, how many ladies could there possibly be in Missouri? You got to go to like, where would there be a lot of eligible ladies? Probably an area with a high divorce rate.
Well, St. Louis metro area would help if I was living down there. Plus, but around here in Springfield, it's slim pickings. Unless I go up to Bloomington or Peoria.
I feel like, where do they say, like, Utah, like where all the Mormons are, they're not married, but they get married like young. So you could date them, but you're gonna have to get married. But I know you're ready for marriage. You've been ready. You'll have the ring.
But here's the thing: the condo is like right next to a bar, so I have already worked out my pickup line. You want to hear it?
Yes. Hold on. Let me pretend I'm in the bar sipping my iced coffee concoction. All right. You're approaching me. Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Jesus.
Nice stockings.
What nice stockings? Thank you. They're ripped, freshly ripped just now when I went to the bathroom before the show.
Oh damn. Really? So how's that drink coming along?
Take me home into your bed. Is that your pickup line?
No. Mine is more like, have you ever? I figured out. Here's the line.
Okay.
Have you ever woken up with the view of the Busch Stadium? Is your first view?
No.
So do you make it the first time?
No. Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Hey, it's okay. She comes up. She's totally cool.
No.
She's not drunk.
Do you want to have sex?
The walls are paper thin. There.
Oh.
Like literally, I could hear my friends talking in the most lowest voice. I was kind of embarrassed, but was actually snoring.
Oh, isn't that what it's like to be like in apartments, right? Like, people just hear each other.
It's actually, I was thinking about right before I called you. It's kind of it was a little bit. I had to take it back. It's a little bit. Holy shit! This is a nice fucking place.
It did look nice. Little change of pace. A lot of people lately have left the city though after like COVID. They don't want to get germs.
Yeah, but they go to this condo to get away from everything up here. So it's like literally they pay. He pays to have a little apartment and not have to pay for $500 for not $500, but a stiff amount for a hotel room where they're not getting good service and yada yada yada. Plus, it's like literally walk them to the front door of the stadium during the season.
Do you feel like life is so much better if you're rich?
Yeah.
How so? I mean, you're not rich, and like I'm not rich, and like how much better could it be?
Well, he doesn't live with his parents. I mean,
okay, but
he has 2 places. He has
I would love to live with my mom. Sometimes you just have to look at things different, you know?
Yeah, but it's not. When you're pushing 40, it's not sexy.
Well, I'm not pushing 40, but my mom's dead. You know, you should like enjoy it. Like a lot of cultures, that's totally the norm. And you know, like if you had kids, you would be happy because they could look out for you. You wouldn't be worried about being one of those commercials where like the elderly person falls down the stairs and dies. And they're like, help me, I'm dying. Because like your children could come and help you. And I heard of this machine called the Life Back or something to help you if you choke. I was thinking of getting it because when you're living alone, like you worry about that if you choke. Like no one can help me. Rex isn't gonna help me. They're just gonna look at me and be like, "What's happening?" But you don't have to worry about that. See, your mom would give you the Heimlich. Stop hating your mother. Your mother's a wonderful woman. She gave you life. God damn it. No, I was just like I was thinking the other day how what's interesting is like the guys like that normally kill themselves. Well, maybe this isn't true, but it just seems to me like with an economic downturn, the people that were born with money, that always had money and lose it, seem to be the ones that kill themselves. Like when they had a lot. And like, because there are people that they've been poor their whole life and they don't kill themselves. There are people that like, they were slaves and they don't kill themselves. And it's like, you're literally like born super rich and then you become like slightly less rich and you kill yourself. Like, that's what I mean. Is it that much better that they're literally horrified at the idea of like that our life is that bad? I mean, I guess I never known anyone really rich, but like how much different could it be? Like I bought all these cakes today because I want to like step on them and like sexy shoes and
that actually
these ones.
This is actually another reason I called in.
Mm-hmm.
You can also do cake farts.
Can you show me how? How do you do that? Are you an expert?
Well, the one time I watched the cake fart video, all you had to do is stick your butt into a cake and fart. Oh, by the way,
what? I mean, on one hand, I'm a little bit like, why would I want to do that? But on the other hand, I feel like people might ask, well, then why would you want to step on it? But it had this idea of like Oh, who is calling me? I'm on the phone. Are you watching? I'm on the phone. I know it can't be John because he would call Signal, I think. John, is it you? I don't think so. Anyway. So 201 area. Okay, never mind. So like I can't afford like to look like this. I was gonna say this good, but I mean let's be real. Like, but really, like I have to find things at a discount, like so much in like I mean, because you're extremely good looking. It's about
Damn right, you know it.
no, and it's like you think that until you see somebody that's so much uglier than you, and you're like, yeah, because they're not eating, like so much. It's not just like in beauty products, although there's like that too. Vitamins, eating enough food, sleep, like all of these things. And then it's like, and like, yeah, what you wear and stuff. So it's like I can't afford to have a shoot like that. And that's why it's appealing for me to do it. It's like I can't afford to just step on a bunch of cakes that are that expensive, but because
Well, you know the real crime is, don't you?
John, call after. I'm on the phone.
You know what the real crime is, don't you?
I'll call John after. What?
Somebody,
He doesn't know. He probably can't see right now.
Somebody not licking the cake off your shoes.
Yeah, I thought when I step on them and stuff, I can lick it. I can do that. Like that would still be fun because it's cake. But yeah, so I guess the same idea is like, oh, I can't afford to just fart in a cake. But first of all, I mean, I'm sure I've like farted in my life, but I don't like. Not like that often. Although if I would take that medicine they gave me last night, maybe, because I looked that up too, because some of you guys were like, I looked this up, like not good. That's why I looked it up and I was like, what the hell? Like, where do they get off giving me this, seeing me for such a little amount of time? I feel like I don't know the way that people hand out medication that I don't even need. I don't think it's for like migraines. I don't even have migraines. I mean, I'll get headaches from pain from my shakes, but I don't have migraines like that because I can understand when you have a debilitating situation, you take what it is, but that's not for what I have. Anyway, so I flushed him on the toilet. Like I was so mad. I literally sometimes I grr like a lion when I'm like when I'm mad. I did one of these flushed. Like, how dare you Eastern European bitch. I was pretty mad about that. But yeah, so if you have certain medications, so probably the videos you are watching, those lovely ladies were, taking the meds and then gassing it up.
I think your fart smelled like roses.
Is that what you're into? Bodily functions?
Depends on the wind blows, so to speak.
I don't know how to set up this game. Like, I thought it was like trivia about Saved by the Bell. I mean, I think
I'm so
actually
excited.
Here we go. What does Slater's father do for a living?
He was in the army.
Oh my God, you got it right. Answer A, Army major, and it's underlined, so that's how you know. Okay. What kind of car does Zach fall in love with? A.
Like a Porsche Lamborghini.
A. 1967 Mustang convertible. B. 1991 Porsche convertible. C. 1967 Corvette convertible.
It's a convertible, isn't
it? I don't know. That's give me a second. I'm gonna write John on Signal. I'll call you next.
It probably had to be at least a Mustang. Although it's probably the one episode I don't really rewatch all the time. But
You're right. It was the Mustang. Wow. You're like a Saved by the Bell expert. Okay. What's the name of the substitute English teacher that Kelly, Lisa, and Jesse fall head over heels for? A. Mr. Jones. B. Mr. Simpson. Or C. Mr. Crane.
that's a real tough one.
I've never had a crush on a teacher. The fuck? I'm never.
I had many crushes on my teachers.
Many?
Many crushes.
Have you ever not had a crush on someone?
Yes.
Have you ever had a class in school that had girls in it and you didn't like any of them? None of them crush-worthy?
I mean...
No.
I mean, I usually go for the emotionally unavailable women.
What's that?
So what was it, Mr. Simpson?
Oh no, it was Mr. Crane. Okay, who plays the drums in Zach's rock band?
Slater, isn't it?
Yes, B. Slater. What profession are Lisa's parents? A. Teachers. B. Doctors. C. Lawyers.
Doctors.
Yes. How many brothers and sisters does Zach have? A. 1, B. 2, or C. None?
None.
Damn. I need to get all the when was that Saved by the Bell 90s? All the 90s shows for you. 90210.
Graduation episode was 93, so 89. Then there was the Miss Bliss. Then after the Saved by Bell went off air, there was the college years.
Oh. Does college have a bell?
Yes. In theory, yes.
Where does Bayside discover oil? A.
In the it's in the pond lake, because there was an episode where Zach's duck gets all wet and dies, and this big oil company comes in and wants to give them money to pump the oil.
A. Baseball field. B. Football field. Or C. Soccer field.
Baseball field.
Football.
Right.
Wow. You absolute idiot. I can't believe you didn't know. You don't know a damn thing about this show. Yeah. You have shamed your family. You have shamed this whole retard community. Let's see if you can redeem yourself. What does Zach do to make money for the ski trip? A.
Wait, what?
What does Zach do to make money for the ski trip? A. A. Sells Lisa's clothes. B. Sells hall passes. C. Holds a carnival. D. Sells his butt.
It's selling Lisa's clothes because she ran up too much on her dad's credit card.
Wow. More shame. Damn. He holds a carnival. You were not even close.
No, but that is a part of an episode where...
Got your episodes mixed up. I can't imagine the failure you must feel.
Well, you got also, don't forget, there is also the non-Jesse Castano episodes too.
I was just going to say, we should play this game in person sometime with you guys. And then I can slap you if you lose. But I was like, wait, you lose on purpose. I wouldn't know. Oh, I don't know. That was A. What do Zach and Screech find in the basement at Bayside? A.
Radio station.
A. Radio station. Damn, a lot going on at Bayside. A lot more than any school I've been to. What is the name of the oil company Bayside uses after the discovery of oil? A. Bridstar, B. Rockstar, or C. Calstar? Calstar. What is the name of the men's store Kelly works for during the Christmas season? A. Mooney's clothes for men.
Mooney's.
B. Moody's clothes for men. Or C. Hunter's clothes for men.
It's either A or B because that's a two-part episode.
Okay, what do you think? Moody or Mooney? Mooney?
I think B.
B. Yes. What is the name of the school nurse that Zach falls in love with? A.
Oh, I love this episode.
A. Janice. B. Joyce. Or C. Jennifer.
Jennifer.
It's Jennifer. Okay.
Because it reminds me of another girl named Jennifer.
Okay. Of these three, who did you think, like, growing up, or whenever you saw it, was the hottest?
I was a Kelly guy, but lately I'm becoming a Lisa guy.
Lisa? Isn't Lisa the one that turned crazy?
Define crazy.
Meth?
No.
Okay. And you're just thinking, am I thinking of Stephanie from Full House? or am I thinking of Tootie? I feel like there was like a litany of, meth addicted former female.
Yeah, I think Stephanie on Full House did hurt some meth time, but she really made it up with her big fucking tits.
Okay, but here's the thing. Kelly, I think, was designed as to be like the hot one, right? Like you're supposed to, right? So then they make the other ones look like they're not. But like,
I mean, Lisa,
what has Kelly like? What's the actress's name that played Kelly Kapowski?
Oh, Tambourines are decent.
What has she done since then?
Because
like we know that this guy Zach, he did like what commercials for hair, and this guy Slater, he like hosted a game show or something, and this guy Screech, he did a porn tape and died.
R.I.P. Screech.
But what did Kelly Kapowski do? Nothing.
Well, she was in a movie with Pauly Shore.
One movie? Where is she now? I'd like to know. If she's dead, I'm so sorry, Kapowski family.
Well, she's married, so she doesn't have to do acting anymore.
Why do people always say that? Like, I heard that about Alyssa Milano. Like, she married well, meaning rich. So she doesn't have to act. Don't people want to? Is that like?
No, it's actually kind of true because there was like one character on Star Trek Enterprise who doesn't do any conventions because her husband's like a tech guy.
You can't like map out how life is based on Star Trek, a Star Trek episode. I don't believe that marrying well is like marrying for money to begin with. That is so stupid. It's like say, hey, like, how about this? Do you think that like women have it easier that marry men for money?
It does hurt.
Would you marry a rich man for money?
I'd go gay for pay.
Yeah, you would have to, right? Because if a woman has to sleep with a guy, right? If that's normal, expected, it's your husband. I mean, you should be intimate. Well, then you would be with your gay husband, right?
Yeah. By the way, side story. So
you have been gay for pay.
That's right. Check out my OnlyFans. $29.99 a month. $300 a year. So
No, that was your story? Okay.
No, so like a little dinner before we went to the ball game, and we saw a couple guys making out. I was like, oh, that's very unique.
Have you ever shown anyone your dick?
No.
Your asshole?
Oh wait, no, I take that back. I did show that one girl back in April who was like really, really scary.
The one that beat you?
when we were like really sexually compatible, but she was like just really scary.
She was like a nymphomaniac. That's not compatible.
She
compatible with rabbits.
She I mean, it's like the only way I can compare. It's like all the years you're flying a Cessna, and it's all of a sudden you're in an F-35 jet.
I don't want to know what that is.
A Cessna is like a there's a small.
So how did you show it to her? You're just like, hey, want to see something? Zip.
Well, there was one picture of outline. Then it was like when we got really covered. Well, she showed me her tits. You know. Then I just returned the favor. Trust me, like I told you before, it's not my dick. It's not that. It's not that graphic, you know.
Well, did you ever think of dressing it up? Like, to tell you the truth, like my vagine, you know how it has the hair right now?
Ooh, yeah.
And like I was shaving it into like a square, and I'm like, it looks like Hitler. I was like, how can I go on? This was before the Saturday show, and I was like on a live stream, and it's literally like that square black. It's like it looks like a white supremacist Nazi in my vagina, you know.
Can you shave it into a Raiders logo?
That's a little bit intricate.
Well,
I'm just saying, you add other things, you know, the totalness, you know, then it won't look so unphotogenic. Did you ever think of like accessorizing?
Maybe I'll look into it.
No, don't pierce. That looks like it would hurt.
No Prince Hour for me. No.
All I was gonna say is, if you really want to do an OnlyFans, how much would you like need? I would say want to make it, but then it's like what, $1 billion, of course. But like, like really, how much would you charge?
$4.99 a month.
And what would you do? Would you go full frontal, like, or did Burt Reynolds do full frontal on like or George Costanza?
I'll probably just photo myself jerking off.
Mm-hmm. Okay, for $4.99.
I mean,
I'll give you $4.99. I was gonna offer you $50 to show me your dick or your asshole. Then again,
or just give me a free year.
I was trying to help your confidence. I don't know how to do a free subscription. Actually, I can't go that low on OnlyFans. They don't let me. I don't let me go much lower actually at this point.
You can't go lower than $9.99 a month.
You can go a little bit because I think I tried to do like a special once, and it didn't let me go much lower. Yeah, so there was like a limit. Yeah.
By the way, speaking of subscriptions, I'm going to have to like rearrange my subscription because when I was talking to my friend who has a realtor, she goes, and I brought up your OnlyFans, and she goes, hey, listen, if you want a house, put your shit on a credit card. So, and I don't really have a credit card, so the only thing I'm doing is going to another level of subscription. So, just so you know.
Another level? What does that mean? I only have one.
I mean, you know, you have your monthly, monthly, the 3 months.
Oh yeah, yeah. They only let me do that, right? 3 or the 6, I think. I don't know. I guess I could hire you. Teach me the ways.
So yeah, I can teach my friend dating apps. I can teach you how to do pornography.
Teaching dating apps, and you're the porn experts. Excuse me. How about you just be yourself? I was just trying to help your confidence.
I always beat myself.
Shut up. No, I don't know where that came from. Maybe it was just with them. Because with Screech doing a sex tape, I think it reminded me, like, you know, you just gotta put yourself out there. Anybody can do it.
You know, I actually borrowed that sex tape from a coworker, and it was like only an hour long, and it was like literally nothing. It was like all it was like he brought a couple girls back to his room. You know, he talked for a while, probably fucked them for 10 minutes.
Okay.
Stuck his finger into one of the girls' assholes and smeared it on across another girl's upper lip.
Okay, so if I paid you $4.99, can I stick my finger in another guy's butt and rub it on your face?
You can do it free.
What? Hold on. John's mom! John's mom, do you hear this? You hear this horse shit? You see the boy that you raised? No, don't say that. I'll say I'm very like OCD about other people. Didn't you ever be like that? Didn't you ever go through a stage where you thought girls had cooties and stuff? And it's like people need to hold on to that because I still have that with people. Like literally, I think I should be able to sue people if they tap me on the shoulder. I love these smeared poo on my face. Like, actually, I heard that happen in like a subway in New York. Like a guy, like he took a caca in a bag, like a plastic bag, and like it was warm, you know. He just did it and rubbed it in a lady's face. He was mad at her. I don't know if she didn't give him her seat or something, but like that's pretty extreme.
It's like that scene in Emmy where what's his face shoves the cantaloupe in the girl's face.
Well, I'd rather cantaloupe though, to be honest. If I had a choice, I feel like I'm picking any fruit anytime. I mean, that's just horrible, but yeah. So, and you would do that for $5 or free, right?
Yes, I'm a dirty bird.
No, I feel like you say that until you're in the moment, and then you're like, ugh. Like, how much drugs do you need to be on to be okay with this?
But you know, it's really difficult for me to because I tried to make a solo video once, and it's just really difficult making one.
Is it that you want to improve your confidence and your sexuality, and that's why you make it OnlyFans, or you just want money and like? It's not something you're like passionate about. Like,
well, here's the I want a condo in a different city in a different state.
Why can't you leverage your expertise at skills like Saved by the Bell trivia and ALF trivia instead of just your wiener? I mean,
all I got in the world is my balls and my word.
No. You know what some guys do? They like pretend to be women, like a cartoon fake woman, you know? Or you could like find like a woman that hasn't done porn, like Mother Teresa, and then do like an AI of like a naked Mother Teresa porn. And you're like Dirt Nation Teresa, you know? And you have to pretend that you're her.
So you're saying I should be a real power bottom in this situation?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess I feel like Mother Teresa should be dominant. You know, she'd have like a ruler. Those nuns can be stern. Or like, I don't know. Who? I mean, I've never occurred to me like, I guess. Hey, you know what? Remember on the Sister Wives that Mary was catfished by a lady pretending to be a man. So there is a market for marketing to women as a man, as a woman. So I could seduce a woman as a man. Sorry, hold on. Yeah, okay. So I can make like an OnlyFans situation where I'm like, what? I don't know. Who's hot with the ladies right now? Richard Gere? Is that still a thing? Is it still 1984?
Okay, I can go with that.
And I pretend that I'm Richard Gere and I seduce women to be like, hey, honey, how about you stick a hamster up my ass? You know? Like, you could do the same thing. You seduce women pretending that you're another man. Or no, you'd have to seduce men pretending you're a woman for that to be similar. Yeah, you'd have to catfish a man. Because, yeah. Because ideally, I guess you would know what the guy would want, and I would know what the lady would want. Which is, Richard Gere with hamsters up his ass. Right? Am I making any sense?
I think I know where you're coming from. Speaking of, Richard Gere, I was actually thinking about Richard Gere, American Gigolo movie, and Pretty Woman. It's funny because he was a prostitute in one movie, and he was a John in the other. Kind of like full circle or something.
Thank you for that wonderful trivia. Well, Arthur is threatening me to not give us a song. He's very upset. But is there anything else that you would like to say?
No, sweetie, I probably won't be calling you for a bit. There's some situations that are around the house. Not, just I don't know when I'm going to call in next time. So
is this goodbye? Is this goodbye?
No, this is not. Think of it as, hey, I'm not. I be here, but I can't act like a wild asshole. And people.
You're not gonna send me pictures of your meat anymore?
Oh, baby, I see some meat pictures of you.
Okay, love you.
Bye.
All right, Arthur. Oh, I told John I would call him next. Well, I didn't know Arthur would get angry though. Okay, go ahead, Arthur. I'm gonna rate John. Arthur is angry. I will call you next. So, Arthur, I have a question.
What's up?
Why, okay, let me put it this way. What thing do you enjoy doing that you like to get it over with? You know what I mean? It's kind of like how people feel about going to the dentist.
When I type that, guess what?
What?
I got 2 words to say. Just kidding.
So you're threatening me as a joke? With no songs? What would the show be without your beautiful voice? I would cry myself to sleep. Oh my God, Arthur, last night.
I was just joking.
I'm writing it. Okay, Arthur first. Because he is joking and also threatening.
I'm what?
It's a joke, but also a threat. But as a joke. Okay, so last night, did you see that picture of the medication I took?
No.
Okay, well, last night, I sat there in my bed, and I thought, because I was getting different messages like, you should consider taking it. And I'm like, yeah, I should consider. Because you're supposed to be like, ew, the professional. There's a doctor. And I broke down crying hysterically. I don't know if you saw it this morning, and even now, my eyes are kind of smaller, from puffiness, from just crying a ton. And I was crying because I wanted my mom, because I didn't know what to do, and I wanted to ask her. And it occurred to me, I felt sick and scared, and how, I had this memory of my mom when I was sick once in bed, in a bunk bed, and had to be separate, from everybody, not really because I was contagious, but I just, couldn't, because I was so sick. I could, throw up, maybe. I remember I was watching It's a Wonderful Life. That was on television, so it was probably, around the holidays. And my mom brought me a bottle of ginger ale. So I remember hugging, as this little kid, this, cradling this big bottle of ginger ale. And I remember my mom coming in the room and seeing her face and, just feeling loved in that moment, someone cared that I was sick. And what got me through it last night, because I felt like nobody cares I'm sick, but then I thought, you guys care. Like, there are people that care that if I do have a brain tumor or something horrible, or the fact that I'm scared, and it really helped me because I felt so alone. Like, I wanted my mom. Like, it really feels awful when that person, like, I feel like part of us are always like, for me, like, always that little girl holding that ginger ale bottle, hoping, like, wanting someone to come in and care. And I feel like whatever memory it is for you of being a kid and being sick and like
Hey,
wanting.
let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, Stella. Everybody in this live stream cares about what's going on with you. I care.
Okay,
care
John, I'm sorry. I didn't know.
No. What?
John has to go to bed. It's been a long day.
Okay, what's going on? Okay, what's going on? What's going on with John?
Well, John is in Aruba, so it's like he has things like he has to do over there, and he tried to call a bunch of times, so I probably should have known that something, he was getting tired, but so it makes sense. But I still thought maybe he doesn't know that I was on because the reception.
Yeah, I know because, well, actually, Stella, who called first?
John, Dirt Nation called first.
Well, actually, I tried to call first, and all I got was your voicemail.
Yeah. Well, I think I was already on the phone when you called. Like, he called pretty early. So, I don't know. I just thought I could talk to everyone. I thought you'd be around. I could talk to you. I could talk to him. But I feel bad because I don't know. I wanted to be like, how's Aruba? But as long as he's checking in, we know he's okay. That's good.
Hey, I'll be giving him a big prayer if he's listening in.
Yes, you better give John a prayer. Look at John got us the book we're reading now. John got us this book, which is going to be so much fun.
But anyway, back to this here. It's like people don't care about you getting sick. Let me take things up to Stella. I care 1,000%. You care about my dad after he got his rotator cuff.
Yeah.
Surgery. And good news, Stella. You don't have to wear a sling a whole lot like how we are used to.
Yeah, he's feeling better.
Yeah,
on the mend.
But the one thing that he still cannot do, and he's been trying, and that's sleep in the bed. But the pain in that shoulder still bothers him.
Yeah.
And I told him after that third time, I told him this morning. The next time he wants to go sleep in the bed, just wait until you are 100% healthy.
Okay, let's do a check-in with the chat, okay? Everybody in the chat, answer. Do you have any pain right now? Yes or no? I don't believe in doing that like 1 through 10 thing. Like, I don't feel like you can. I don't know. I don't feel like that's a good system. Just do you or not? Maybe another night. Yes, I feel horrible now. But yes, you better be going to the pool every day.
Yeah, because Stella, I have been taking care of my dad ever since he had that pain.
Yeah.
And also, he's been taking care of me because Monday and Tuesday and Thursday, I went exercising.
Yay! That's so wonderful. We're so proud of you.
I went walking.
Great. And you get fresh air? That fall breeze?
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? Like,
what's that?
One thing I was saying about the pain is like, plenty of people in the chat right now, you see yes, yes, yes. It's like, something I feel like, there are so many people out there that have pain every day that you don't even realize. And if they all sat here right now and that was the mark of like a good or bad day, then it's never a good day. They would never allow themselves a good day or good moments, or like, you know? So it kind of learning to live with that. Like, basically, your dad, he doesn't need to have like perfect for him to still have where it's like better. You could still work from there. It's still a good life. You know, like I have pain right now on my neck from the shaking, from crying last night, but I'm still happy to be here. I'm enjoying, like, I'm happy to set John poked in. I have my coffee, my cupcakes, you guys, my boys. Like, so it makes the pain more bearable. It makes it less like bad, you know? So
Yeah,
yeah.
I know. And you do have something else. Something else you do great.
Mm-hmm.
For everybody.
Mm-hmm.
One thing you do great. You want to know what that is? You make us horny.
Is that a skill?
You got
Is that talent?
OnlyFans, you know how to do it.
Hey, thank you. I'm sure that you get plenty of people horny. You know what? You participate in the horniness, because when you tell me that I get you horny, that helps get me horny. It's like on Saturday nights, it's like symbiotic. Yeah, there's been nights on YouTube where I was too, when it's like,
Well, actually, those two reading nights, when you wore those black outfits, that got me horny.
Oh, the fishnets.
Mm-hmm.
You like that. You like the like classy lingerie. High heels.
Yeah, Stella, I like it. Let me just tell you something. Here's from top to middle. From the top, I like you wearing is the sexy lingerie or any type of dress.
What about underwear with little blue flowers?
Middle part? Naked.
I can't do that right now.
I know. Well, you almost did last night.
No, last night I was wearing a dress.
Yeah, but you wasn't wearing nothing under it.
Oh, was I?
Yeah, because you had your teddy bear cover in the front, and the back was almost exposed. I didn't say nothing in that live stream because I didn't want to get bumped off by
I thought that it was very pretty, very feminine and womanly. I don't know. I thought it was nice.
And what you said is that you didn't wear no pantyhose because, well, after that emotional, I saw the two videos after that emotional stress you had after that appointment you went.
That's stupid, bitch.
An MRI.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get this stupid MRI. Have you ever had an MRI?
I had last Monday.
Really? What did they do? Were you awake?
They put those stickers on your stomach to do an MRI.
I have to do my head.
And let me just tell you, Stella, they're cold.
They're cold.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they didn't find anything bad, at least.
No, they
and then you get a clear idea of what's going on.
But however, Stella, they did see something bad. My A1C was 5.8.
Not in an MRI.
No. Let me finish. That was good, but when they checked my blood for my A1C, it went up 6.1. That was my blood sugar.
I still don't think it's like that bad, you know? It's always good to aim to be better. It's like...
It went up 3 points.
It's a good philosophy to be like, you're only... I don't even like the word competing with yourself, but I only like it in the sense of making it like a fun game. Not if it's not fun. Like if you're like, because who likes being compared to anyone, including themselves, you know? But like, I feel like if you're looking at, oh, this other person has theirs is lower than mine, like don't even let that cloud in your mind. You know, if you can get yours better and let that bring you happiness, you know, and it's
it's been doing it. I've been eating healthy the last few days. And
exercise. Yeah. Like, I feel like you are doing great. Do you want trivia about Saved by the Bell, or do you not know that show?
Oh, I don't know that show.
Okay.
Like prepping.
Who is the owner of the Summer Beach Club? A, Mr. Karaki, B, Mr. Karochi, or C, Mr. Karosi? Yeah, this was tight. Like, they're all close. A? No, it's the last one. Karosi. But that one's tricky. Okay. What is the name of Kelly's college boyfriend? A, Joe, B, Fran, or C, Jeff?
Oh, shit, I know that one. Before I answer that, did you say who was the psycho one in Saved by the Bell? Well, it wasn't Lisa, it was Jesse.
Jesse. Slater?
No. Before I answer that second question, you asked who was the mental psycho one on the show. It was Jesse.
I'm gonna look up. I'm gonna look up like Lisa, because I just feel like
because I do remember that Jesse took these type of pills to try to stay awake, and I remember this episode because she kept saying, "I'm so excited." That episode. Oh yeah, and if it wasn't for Zach, who knows what would have happened? But for that last question that you asked, I'm gonna say C.
Yeah, you're right. It's Jeff. Okay. Is this her name? Lark Voorhees? Okay.
Lord Voorhees.
Yes, you got it. Okay. Here we go. So, played Lisa Marie Turtle on the NBC sitcom Saved by the Bell, 1989 to 1993. Voorhees was nominated for Young Artist Award 6 times, winning in 1990 and 1993 for her work on the show. Okay, let me be personal life. Let's see. Okay, Voorhees dated her Saved by the Bell co-star Mark Paul Gosselaar for 3 years during the show's run. Voorhees was engaged to actor Martin Lawrence in 1993, but it was later called off in 1994. Voorhees married Miguel Coleman in 1996. They separated in 2001 and divorced in 2004. On May 2006, Voorhees filed a lawsuit against the National Enquirer for libel over an article that included claims published in June 2005 that she had a drug problem. The case was dropped in less than 2 months. So
yeah, I heard about that. I read about that. That was some bullshit. She was not on drugs. The only person who was on drugs, and may God rest his soul, and I cannot believe that this guy passed away, is Dustin Diamond.
Oh, he was drugs? I forgot what happened.
It was a drug overdose. He was a great screech. They even did a Saved by the Bell reunion, and they
look at this.
And they made a toast about screech.
Look at this, guys. What does this say? Read this. Read this.
What?
Mental health diagnosis to Dr. Oz, who we know is the greatest doctor of our time. So let's see her mental diagnosis.
Wait a minute. Okay, first off, I did not know that she had mental health problems. I didn't.
She looks beautiful. She looks beautiful with this blonde hair, too. Okay.
Okay, let me just tell you something.
Okay, here we go. She opened up about her mental health after years of questions about some of her behavior. Following a concerning 2012 interview with Entertainment Tonight, many wondered whether Voorhees, who played Lisa Turtle on the classic sitcom, was taking drugs or dealing with some kind of unknown issue. At the time, her mother came out and said Voorhees was bipolar, though Lark denied the diagnosis, prefacing the interview by saying Voorhees' disorder can cause her to have trouble articulating her thoughts. Dr. Oz then asked her to share her official diagnosis. I don't know how to say this. Schizoaffective thought disorder? Schizoaffective thought disorder, and that was a perfect example of what it does and how it behaves and what it creates around and about it, she said, referring to a clip from the ET interview. She added that she has never taken drugs. Okay, then I apologize for my comments about the meth, but I must have heard that somewhere. Her mother, Tricia, said that she initially said Lark was bipolar because she wanted to put a label to how her behavior at the time was being perceived.
Bullshit.
Lark hadn't defined to herself what was going on, so therefore she resented the fact I came forward to put a label that she herself hadn't accepted. She was upset with me about that.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know what this is that she has, but
I did not even know.
Well, you know what? I feel like mental illness is like very common. You know, you and me, we both have our own issues, so it's good to be that more people are open about it.
Now, the Stella. Before I get into the prayers and the two songs, I want to talk about another character on there, and that's Jessie, who was played by Elizabeth Berkley. Now, let me tell you, I want to, first off, after she was done with Saved by the Bell, 2 years later, and I want everybody on in this live stream to type in one if they ever seen this movie with her in it in 1995.
Showgirls. Yes, Showgirls.
People.
I love her crimped hair.
Do not come here, Stella. People during that time criticize her in that movie, but I'm here to tell them and to tell everybody that Showgirls was an excellent movie.
Oscar worthy.
Elizabeth Berkley played it fucking great, and people who don't like it, they can kiss my ass.
Brando who? That's what I have to say.
Because I'm gonna tell you this, that movie was damn good.
Yes.
Damn good. She can dance good. I love seeing her half naked in her body. And people, they change. And if you don't like it, don't watch it. But it's a classic movie, and I love it. And I still am going to watch it. It's a great movie.
For some reason, it's just funny that Pale's like, I didn't like it. That was beautiful. Defense of Showgirls.
That's all I gotta say. Anyway, let's do this prayer.
Yes. Let's pray for John.
Yes, ma'am. Hey, this prayer is for Stella and for John. Stella and John, you two are the coolest people that I've ever met. John, if you get this next Friday, you can call first.
Did you hear that, John? You could call first? Could I call him first?
Go ahead.
That was so nice of you. What a sweetie pie. And you were second. Okay.
And I'll call second. You just be careful. We already know what happened down there with Natalie Holloway. That happened down there in Aruba.
You have to bring that up. That was 100 years ago.
But
John is way hotter than Natalie.
But you just be careful down there on that vacation. Now, for Stella, Stella is having a hard time with just being with the healthy stuff, but
Yeah.
you got it. But God, you know that I've gone through this too. When I feel something wrong with me, I get so worried. Keep Stella unworried. Keep her be positive. Keep her thinking about the good stuff, like what she does on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
And here's something.
But I'm kind of worried if they put me to sleep to do the MRI. I have nobody there.
They're not gonna put you to sleep.
Yes, they are. They are because I shake so much. So she says that they have to. So they put me to sleep to do the MRI, and I'm worried that they're gonna I'm gonna wake up from the MRI and then become pregnant and be like, "Hello, how did this happen?"
I didn't know, but anyway, and also I would just think about one big thing: Raiders.
The Raiders, they lost last time though. Oh.
Well, they'll bounce back.
Yeah.
But anyway, keep her positive. If you just say we pray, amen.
Amen.
Now this song, one of two. Ouch. And my leg is asleep. Okay. Damn. So, this one here is a guy who was taken from this earth too early. But you know, when it comes to him and it comes to his other boys who sang the song with him, it's like more money, more problems.
More money, more problems. P. Diddy? Puff Daddy?
The notorious P.I.G.
Oh, yeah.
Now, who's hot, who's not? You tell me who rock, who sell out the sword. You tell me who clock, who cop the blue job, who top rock, who knock the door snap. Who put a bitch, who doesn't change on the lip. Can't say it's the game on the blip. Guarantee me and tell Ken and know that in the Harlem world, double up. Young house, different companies out. We can set me down, turn it up, city, and number three, Mercury. I don't know what they want from me. It's like the more money we come across, the more problems we see. Oh, I don't know what they want from me. It's like the more money we come across, more problems we see. Listen to the king, why, on the rock, all the rocks, cop all the rocks. I know you're thinking all the ones stop. For now, yeah, it was the notorious B.I.G. Even to this day, they still have not found that guy's killer.
Wow, really? Someone had to do it.
And no, and they still haven't found Tupac.
Are there any theories?
I don't even know.
Suicide.
It was part of it. No.
Drug overdose.
Stella. No. Someone rolled up on their car on his car, popped him and shot him when he was in California in 1997. It was not no overdose. It was not no suicide. Someone killed him. And even to this day, they haven't found Tupac's or Biggie Smalls a killer.
To be honest, I always thought he died from cheeseburgers. Too many cheeseburgers.
No, he was murdered.
What a sad way to go. Didn't they make a movie about him?
Yeah, it was called Notorious.
Did you see it?
I did.
Was it good?
No. You could have me to see a group.
You like to watch all the hip hop movies?
I want to see.
on me, you better call right back. Oh my God, pal. PIG. You're so stupid. You hung up on me.
What happened?
I don't know.
didn't even see near the second song.
You hung up on me, and I waited for you to call me back.
I did not hang up on you.
I didn't hang up on you. You saw my hands. They were right here on the cupcakes.
My hands. Hey. I was holding on to my phone. I did not hang up on you.
Okay.
That is one thing I did not do.
What's our second song?
The phone got cut off.
It happens. Phones are not perfect.
I know, because it happened to me and my mom the other day. Oh, I know what song I want to sing. Oh yes, I definitely know what song I want to sing. Because I never sang this song because it's another Bad Boys record.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Stella, every time I see you either on YouTube or either on OnlyFans,
every damn day,
you make me feel so good. People, it's the place to be. It's about that time.
I don't know this.
Yo, what you know about going out red lips, headless, TVs, all up in your head with, trying to live it up, back to leg and truck, fake truck, get it that, super cat, but dead Willie cut, sit it nut, whole right, get your nut, great, get it up. I'm a big man, get this man rule, gotta hit every day from Cancun to Grand Sioux, white standing on the wall, hand on the wall, right in the jaws, running underneath the jaws. I'm the reason that made the dress code, to the fitted that ride, to the French clothes, let you have the fall to my neck, to my toes. Next to my goals, my cats and my rolls, that's your collector, let the hold, hit the E to the Lexa hold, each west, every state, come on, bury the hate, yeah, the only thing we in the hurry to make, and the better friend, to the Lex or events, let's begin, yes, we're in, come on. Yeah. Bad boy. That's what we do. Come on. The can of the stand wiki, watch ticket, sipping TV in the TV, look pretty. Little kids see me, we out in the scene with a 3D, gon' be me, they wanna be me. They all to quit, unfortunate, they ain't seen this hope what I did. And they'll be the same one walking while I will, just got a car, to the alternate. They got the state team, I'm the same things, and I deal with who the food is living. One time they had it all, and I ain't like it y'all, now let's do a catalog, I'll show you how to set it all. Get flowers, the pods, the stars, and the tea, the time, smoking all cigars. I like y'all be talking funny. I don't understand lingering to people short money. That was Mace. Feels so good.
Mace. What else did Mace sing?
That was that, and he sang another little song. He sang ow.
What did the game sing? You know the game?
Oh, who doesn't know the game?
What about Keisha Cole? What did Keisha Cole sing? I don't really know like any other rappers.
Well, there's Eminem there. Wait a minute. I think I might sing that next Sunday.
Oh, we're already getting
next Friday. Eminem.
Okay, but
Eminem.
Next Friday. Remember, if you don't go first, if it's John first and you're second, don't be getting mean in the chat because you always get.
I wasn't mad, girl. I was playing.
Well, I don't know how to tell. You're a very good actor. All right, I love you.
Love you too.
Mm-hmm. Dang, I wish I could call John now, but John is in bed. What did I miss? All right, whoever calls next, you're going to have to call and then talk to chat for a second. Hello.
Stella. I've been having trouble with this phone.
Oh, no. I hear you perfectly, though.
Yeah, but this phone is like, it's cutting the YouTube off, and I gotta like bring it back, and I'm like all over the place. So I just turned on my computer. I see you from there.
Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna be right back. I wanna grab another book I got with this game.
Yeah. Okay, chat. I'll try to pull you up.
It's called the Anxiety and Phobia Workbook. So she had this, and she had the Saved by the Bell. Remember, I feel like it was Terry that said something about Saved by the Bell a couple weeks ago, and I was like, I got a game. And so I got a couple other things with her, including this like vintage.
I've been wanting to play that game.
Yes. So you were Saved by the Bell. I was gonna say Saved by the Fell Band. It was a long week, guys. Okay, let me get you a question for you though. Okay. Where does Belding take the gang on their annual class trip? A. Surfing in Hawaii. B. Camping in Yosemite. Or C. Whitewater rafting.
Whitewater rafting.
Yes!
Yeah.
Where does Screech hide his lucky beret? A. In his pocket. B. In his locker. Or C. Under his bed.
Okay, this phone in his locker.
Yes, in his locker. Okay. Who is the 8th dork Studley in Bayside's performance of Snow White and the Seven Dorks? A. Slater, B. Screech, or C. Zach?
Screech.
No. Slater.
Oh.
Close. That has to be like on the question cards. Some of them are like, I don't know if we'll have to say about each other, but it's like, okay. Take another turn. What song does Zach use to brainwash Belding into getting him out of detention? A. California Girl. B. Barbara Ann. Or C. Surfing USA.
Surfing USA?
California Girl.
Oh, man.
Do you know the words?
I know it was them. Oh, man, it's been a long time. That's all I can do. California Girl, somebody like that.
What is the name of the college girl that Zach goes out with? A. Diane. B. Darcy. Or C. Danielle. Danielle. Wait, did he date a college girl when he was in high school? Was she like advanced or something? Do younger guys have like a thing they go through where they think being with like an older girl will prove their manhood and be like, I've got pubic hair. I am a man. This woman is proving my manhoodness because of she's older than me or younger at one point. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I think so.
What? I don't understand what is going on in my chat.
I think there's like
No fighting.
movies about on that subject. Plenty of movies.
Movies. Well, I don't know. I feel like
it's back to the 70s.
I feel like you can't really love a person if it's a phase. If they're just like a phase, you know. One thing I find weird is if it's just like because they just happen to be in your class in your town. I don't know.
I don't know. It's according to these movies I've seen before. I've seen, but I've noticed of them. I've seen of them. And I also think it's like a TV cliche.
What is Kelly's father's name? A. Frank, B. Jim, or C. John?
Isn't it John?
Frank?
Frank. Oh, okay.
Who is the host of the dance contest at the Max? A. Wolfman Jack, B. Casey Kasem, or C. Dick Clark?
Casey Kasem.
Casey Kasem. What is the name of the teacher who is hard of hearing? A. Miss Thompson, B. Miss Simpson, or C. Miss Johnson? You got one. Frank the Tank.
I think it's A.
Miss Simpson.
Okay.
But at least, you know what? It's good to have a guess. You gotta try, because you might be right. Long time since you saw it. I thought you watched Saved by the Bell every night. You watch me and then you watch reruns of Saved by the Bell.
Oh, no, I haven't seen Saved by the Bell in years, really.
Your moderator was taken away? What? Terry, did you take his moderator away? Don't take his moderator away. Why are you guys fighting?
I'm getting nervous. Like people are losing their moderators. I might lose mine.
No. There, I gave your moderator back. This is how boys are, I swear. Like, if I had brothers, I bet you, like, they have to, like, fight. You know? You guys would be wrestling if you could right now. Who do you think would win, Terry or Arthur? Arthur's got those nunchucks. Terry's got the yoga skills.
I remember you showing Arthur doing his kung fu.
Yeah, he's good at that. He watches those kung fu tapes. Oh my god, look at it. I got a free bookmark with this. Are you guys jealous? In the category of the generalized anxiety disorder, look at this. Jealous. Are you jealous? Oh, yeah. The more than a bargain for. Whoop, whoop.
I recognize her.
You sure you do? What is that?
Wasn't she on Andy Griffith's show?
It just says Merry Christmas from Heaven. I don't know. It doesn't have a person's name.
Yeah.
This was just from, some lady that had the game and had some vintage things. Like she had the vintage. She had a couple of cool, pull out posters from, 80s magazines where I kind of want to say teen magazines, but they were like adult rock stars, so maybe they're like young adult magazines. But they were like really weird looking guys with like the makeup and the hair and like yeah. I thought, oh, that would be so weird, like to put that on my wall. I almost wanted to, but I'm like, no. Like on my Debbie Does Dallas poster, and then it'll be like some weird girly man from the 80s. And I was thinking, I bet Pale would know who this person is. You know what? I kind of want to pull it up now just to be like, let's see. I'm not going to buy it. It's probably sold already.
I could get you who you could pull up.
Dude, what?
Dean Snyder?
No, it's not. He wasn't blonde. But yeah, that's a good example of one. Like, very, very, like, looks, detailed to the looks of the time, you know?
I mean, I can go on and on about, I don't know about everyone, but I can go on and on about a few well-known ones.
The 80s bands. Well, I think we should all be Slutty Kiss for Halloween, right? Arthur, look at your moderator. I just gave it back. Okay. You're a moderator. Hello. Okay. Now give me. Okay, here we go. I found the person. Let's see. Okay, like here's one of her posters she has. I don't know who it is, but it's literally a pinup. Let's see. Like, look. That's not the one, but there's an example. Let's see. There. Okay, here we go.
David Lee Roth.
Yeah. If you want to put it up. I'm not putting it on my wall, but you know. Okay, where's the other one? Is it taken down, that other one? Let's see. Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe it's sold, or maybe she took it down, and that's how I can.
I got Kung Fu tapes too.
Kung Fu tapes. Yeah, where do you get them? The thrift?
It was a guy that he had a store around college campus. When the time when I was going to college, but I wasn't really going to college. I mean, I was like in the process of going to college. I did take a class, but I just sleeping on it.
This is an album, but it looks very gay. Like this could be a gay pinup too. I don't know who this is, but it's an album. This is like a cover of a gay porno, right? Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I mean.
I've seen another cover of his that just looked like a killer robot. But no, I never seen that one.
I actually can't tell if this is a woman or a man. Where is that? I don't know.
As far as I know about that band,
oh my god! I was gonna say.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
I was gonna say the hair reminded me of that Russell Brand guy, but like I said something about that Russell Brand guy like to some people the other day, and I got responses of like, I did not realize how many fans this guy had. Like I didn't realize how like that he was like such a big deal. I don't know. Like I don't like follow, I guess, enough of the, you know, well, I mean, I feel like I would see like major stories. So when I saw about him being accused of like assault and stuff, what is it like? Look at this one.
Only thing about him, I heard that he spoke his mind. That's all I heard. And as far as I know about him, that he was an actor. I don't know if he still acts. But...
This is what I know about him. Give me a second. I'm gonna find a picture of him. Like, look at this. Actually, you know what would be good is maybe one with like Katy Perry or something. Like, was it during that era that he had like the dumbest hair? Let's see. Because I mean, his hair didn't always look bad. I mean, I'm sure, like, but there are some moments that you have to give it to me. Like, he was a look. I mean, it was going for a look because you don't look like that by accident. It's like, okay. If it was a girl, you would say they were using like bumpets in their hair. Okay, let's see. Okay, well, here's a one picture. You don't just you don't just crawl out of bed and look like that. Like, it takes effort to look that bad. What? I'm just saying. Somebody told him that looked good. And I'm like, okay, okay, here's another one. Okay.
I think I saw the exact look in Japan.
I mean, what am I supposed to say about
what
this?
What do you call it? The bed. Get out of bed.
It's like the top part looks like pubic hair. No, but really, like, you know when it's different kind, their pubes are like a different kind of hair than the bottom. Yeah. I'm sorry. Like, why is this like a perm on top and not that? And he really commits to it. It's like, you know, like how girls used to tease the hair, but just in the back. I wonder, does he have a bald spot in the back? And it's kind of like a kind of, what do they call it? Combing over, like they say like Trump does, kind of thing, to like fluff. And then he has that look in his eyes that doesn't do him any favors. But I don't know. But there are people that were very like, they don't believe that he did it. They were like, look, you know, this wasn't proven, and
I mean, so the look in his eyes is like a look of 80s to 90s comic or something.
I'm sorry. It's just like, what the fuck? I mean, okay, but be honest with me. When you see this picture, does it scream to you right off the bat, women sleep with him willingly? No, right? Like, you kind of believe like you might put something in the sauce, right?
Yeah, I think pill popping is involved.
Oh my god. I don't know. Maybe it's like a British thing. Oh, it's really bad. It's like, I could go on. It's really it's so bad. I know he was in that movie, which was like a popular movie.
That movie with Jonah Hill?
Forgetting somebody.
Oh, Forgetting.
It had like Mila Kunis was in it. I didn't see it, but like, I've heard of it. It was popular, and I can't imagine that they let him look like that in the movie. Sorry.
Bob nailed it. Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Okay, so I can't imagine. So there must be like, you know, maybe like you wanted to look goofy for his like comedy act, you know, because people can like, what do they say, like clean up nice, but come on, I get this is like so I just thought like it's kind of a goof. I didn't realize he had that many fans. Like, wow. But you know, hey, you gotta respect that. But so I don't really want. I guess I feel like I don't know enough about him to comment when so many people know so much more. But I just wanted to say, like, but did not realize.
As far as I know, he was a thing in early 2000s.
Early 2000s. Well, I guess he's a thing now on like YouTube or something. Because like they demonetized him apparently, but people were really upset about that. But I feel like demonetizing, they always bring it back almost always with these people, but it tends to be like, you know, like on Fox News, how they always like boycotted like Bill O'Reilly advertisers, or like who was the other guy people didn't like, Tucker or something, and then so it's so I feel like a lot of the advertisers, they don't want to be like, yeah, guess what, you know, like what would be like a car brand, Toyota, you're advertising next to a rapist, so to lay low for a while. But I think like that's like a stupid advertiser thing, but I think it's more them than like YouTube. I think YouTube will probably give it back, but because advertisers, they get to decide. You know, it's like with adult things, they won't advertise on things that are adult either.
Yeah.
Or me at all. Like, I'm not even allowed to be on here. I'm surprised I made it this far. I saw someone write me like, you got 5,000 subscribers. Like, what?
Man, I'm scared to press. I'm scared to like press something that they can find out about.
Yeah, well, yeah. I guess it's like,
or like if I do it this way, or if I do it that way.
I wonder if in some way I handle something somewhat better. I mean, I don't know. Like I feel like there's almost no way to know. But my guess is like that it's possible because I'm so, and you guys might know, like like another paranoid type person. Like I'm always like not ready for the worst, but like my mental computer models are already reading the probabilities and things of like, and much higher than they probably are, of the worst case scenarios. Like if like I feel like literally my mother died completely unexpectedly, young. No, she wasn't planning on dying. She was just like swimming a lot. I mean, she like she was coming to come and see me. But it's not that I handle it great. I mean, it's incredibly depressing. But part of me wasn't shocked, even though shocking, because my whole life I was always terrified she was going to die. Like, so I think from before I was born, I was worried. So I'm like, part of me is like always ready to lose the channel. Like, so I won't be as devastated because as I was the first channel, because that one was surprising. I mean, everything was private when I lost that one. But I'm sort of like, maybe it like is a bumper for like when the horrible things happen. I've already grieved it, you know. Like I have nightmares sometimes of like something happening to my dogs. You know, hopefully I'll be able to handle it better because of that. I don't know, but I hope the worry is good for something, because I don't think I will grieve it as bad when I lose this channel, because I'm sort of, that's why I'm like, wow, great, I get to come on today. I wasn't, you know, what a blessing, because I don't always expect it. But yeah, so the thing with like being monetized, that doesn't even, I know I'll never be monetized. Like I'm like, oh, they're like, oh, so you still exist? Banned again. So, but yeah, as far as like with that person, I think that they'll probably bring him his monetization back. I mean, he has enough fans.
You know, I remember being devastated when that happened.
Just an unproven allegation.
One time I just couldn't take it, so I joined OnlyFans. And then it was like a big sigh of relief.
Oh, you think it was the British government that got him demonetized? Wouldn't that be just in England, though? Can they get him demonetized in America? Or doesn't he live in America? That's weird. I don't really know all the laws of England. I was just reading what Terry said. Oh, the British government got him demonetized. Yeah, I mean, when I first read what they were saying, it was like, yeah, that sounds like he's going to jail. Like, that sounds like get some, you know. But the laws in the UK might be different, and you know, like I say, I guess innocent until proven guilty. But I never really, you know, the way in America things are, like.
I can't remember what he said, but he had like a huge applause. It was a short video I saw.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Something in it, somewhere in the country,
Mm.
or like how things are, something like that. I can't remember.
I wonder who else is like super famous that I don't even know about. Like probably like everybody. Like the top million subscribed people. And I don't know who they are. Blissfully unaware. That's what I say. A need to know basis or a want to know basis, I suppose.
I'm not sure.
I just knew this guy as having the guy with the stupid hair. People had said, a few people, was taken down because he's conservative, and I thought, honestly, my first thought was, no, he's not. Like, no, the hell, he's British. Like, sorry, like, what does that mean? Like, you know, Russell Brand, like, socialized medicine, like. Really, are there people from England advocating against that? Are there like conservative? Really? But you know what? I don't claim to know much about other countries' issues. I hardly know anything about mine. Thank God. And I hope to stay that way going into next year or the 2024 election. God help us. It's grifting them though.
My head is crazy. I put things together, then suddenly it's a blank.
Yeah. I mean, then don't take that medicine they prescribed to me yesterday that I flushed. Because apparently it makes you stupid. They all, like, not everybody, but it could. And I'm not stupid enough.
I looked into it, and it's talking about foggy memories.
Yeah, like, why would I need that? Like, who would need that?
I remember a foggy memory while I was driving and I hit somebody.
Oh no, are they okay?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I slammed on the brakes as far as I kind of dented the side door badly, but I thought my life was over. He forgave me. It was like, what was it? Time I had a permit to drive at the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well,
I was driving Lexus.
You know, very often mistakes are part of learning, and you can really learn more from mistakes than the people that are kind of do, you know? A lot, like, that's kind of why doing things a lot will teach you, because, like, in time you will make the mistakes, and, you know, they call it trial and error, not just trial. Trial and success. Panic disorder. Panic disorder is characterized by sudden episodes of acute apprehension or intense fear that occur out of the blue without any apparent cause. Intense panic usually lasts no more than a few minutes, but in rare instances can return in waves for a period of up to 2 hours. During the panic itself, any of the following symptoms can occur: shortness of breath or a feeling of being smothered, heart palpitations, pounding heart, or accelerated heart rate. And see, that first one too, it makes me wonder if, like, what's going on with my head might have something to do with the panic and fear and holding my breath a lot. Like, my body almost training itself of like out of like the fear response for so long. You go a couple hours, right? You're maybe not getting enough oxygen. Okay. Dizziness, unsteadiness or faintness, trembling or shaking, feeling of choking, sweating, nausea or abdominal distress, feeling of unreality as though you're not there, depersonalization, numbness or tingling in hands and feet, hot and cold flashes, chest pain or discomfort, fears of going crazy or losing control, fears of dying. At least 4 of these symptoms are present in a full-blown panic attack, while having 2 or 3 of them is referred to as a limited symptom attack. Okay, so have you ever had a panic attack?
Yes, I did.
Really? When? Recently?
Yeah, well, I remember years ago.
It's horrible, isn't it?
Yeah, it involves driving. I was
Driving.
Driving into the garage, inside the garage, and there's a voice that comes over there's a voice that comes, it's like it just shows up as like
a voice.
It was like
your voice.
It was like a doubtful thing or something. I was like, "What are you doing? You can't do this. This is not gonna work. This is not gonna." And so I just slammed on the accelerator and just rammed into the washer.
A voice. Was it your voice? Was it a man's voice?
It was.
Was it not long enough to know?
It was just I've always grew up with it was just a voice of, it was like self-doubt. It was like self-doubt that I grew up dealing with. And
yeah,
I tried putting it away.
Yeah. I wonder if that comes from like our childhood too, being told.
I think so.
Yeah, so it like stays there. Telling you.
Voice told me that I'm not fit for this world. I shouldn't be, after going through school, I should just, give up and die or something. It was like, I was like, wait, what?
I said to Pale once, what did I say, Pale? It was like, when was this? It wasn't that long ago. Like I wrote him, we were watching something like, that, maybe it was that the bear, like that. I'm not like a perfectionist, but I remember like Pale was saying he's like a perfectionist, or he has it down to like a science of like making certain like his sandwiches. And I said like, oh, I'm gonna blow your mind like with your. He's like OCD about that. I used once like a hamburger bun with like a piece of bread. Like I just make it's different every time, just slapping together, But I said like that bitch that over your shoulder that tells you have to be perfect. I was like, I fired her and replaced it with someone that's like, you go, girl. But really, I think it is like that, where that comes in, that like you got to be perfect. You got to be perfect. What good does that do? I mean, people will argue that it in certain areas it does them favors. I mean, I can't speak for everyone, but for myself, that sounds like hell. Because who can be perfect and then having to be perfect? And I always heard this one. Well, if you strive for perfect, then you'll get like somewhere good. Yeah, you'll always fail. You'll always come short, though. Like, I don't know. I don't see it that way. And I don't see putting pressure on other people then to be perfect either. Like, even, let me put it this way. Even fucking surgeons. Because we all want to sit here and believe, right? That like a surgeon, like, oh, well, maybe my job of like cooking food, it's important. I can't poison people. But, if my fries in the fryer aren't the perfect crispness, nobody's going to die, right? No, surgeons fuck up all the time. Why do you think they have like all the insurance and stuff? They have been instances where they have taken off the wrong leg, where they'll have to write like, not this leg, idiot. And like, they'll still lose the wrong leg. And like, if you can get that bad, like they'll be like surgeons doing like, actually, I knew a lady in Florida. She was dating this guy who was a surgeon. He like beat the shit out of her. He wasn't like an asshole and an idiot. Like, I'm sorry. Now I'm like shit talking all surgeons. I don't mean to, but especially plastic surgeons, because it's like, you're just doing that for the money. Have you heard of do no harm? Anyway. But I'm just saying, if you think of like the top, and I hate to say this, but like, because it's a little bit scary to think that like the top people of the world, like all the leaders and stuff, like you want to think that like they got this, but they kind of have a little bit better, because there's more heads to put together, there's more like backstops of power, right? But they're not all perfect, they're not like, so, and I just say that to like take some take some weight off of you and me. That's like, nobody is. The people that you think are, they're not. You know?
Yeah.
Even like those big celebrities that get paid millions. Like you watch a Taylor Swift concert, she probably messes up at some point. She's been doing those songs for 50 years. You are, okay.
I mean, I've noticed some, failure to achieve stuff on TV. People, people failing and stuff. And see, there's that blank again.
No, that plank is normal, honey. Don't worry. I think, and I think people are like, how do I say it? They have this like, it's very like black and white. Like everyone's either like a stupid retard or they're like a perfect absolute genius, you know? Like this person is a moron, idiot, knows nothing good. Like, can we see some good things and some bad things, you know? Except for me. But like I don't know, like I'll tell you, this Elon guy, I saw something that was like, I guess we're gonna get to it. I mean, I didn't search ahead in the book, but I saw a news story like today or yesterday, but it's from the book. Like apparently the book breaks the news on, like, or pictures or something of like he had a child with the Grimes. I don't know if it's a second or third child with her, and like 3 months, like or weeks or something apart from and I guess they're gonna really get in detail and explain how this happened with us in the book. With this woman Siobhan something that he did. They say IVF, and it's possible because it was twins. That makes it more likely. Although twins runs in Elon's family because his mother May was a twin. So okay, but so they have these two. And he's got like 9 children. One of them, they won't talk to him. That's like trans. That's like 16. But you have these. It just seems like a very bad situation, like one where people get really looked down on, and certain populations get looked down on when they have like different baby mamas, and the kids aren't like seeing each other enough, and you're not spending enough time with each kids in the household because they're not together, and you're not like. We know it's not an ideal way to raise like a family if you can help it. And that's like very dirtbag behavior to me. But I'm not going to say, so therefore he's a total idiot and knows nothing. There can be like, you know what I mean? You can view somebody not in this black and white. He bought Twitter. Because of that one. Because of what? What one? What? So was the surrogate? I think that was with the Grimes lady, but I don't know. And honestly, I saw some pictures of him lately. He was looking rough. I feel like this whole Twitter thing's probably put a lot of stress on the guy. It's like they say being president like really ages you. I guess like being a Twitter owner really ages you. Because I don't know.
Talking about Ian, right?
Yeah. But I don't know. We'll learn more about him. I don't know the whole story or anything. It was just like, wow. It used to be like that kind of behavior. You would be on like Jerry Springer, right? Is the kid yours? Like you know. Literally change their name. Oh wow. This kid's deciding. Oh wow. Twitter is the least stressful thing he does. Yeah. I hope that they talk about that in the book, like the cars, the rocket stuff. I mean, I think that's all very interesting. I haven't seen anything yet in the book that shows anything really I don't want to say not like special because everybody is special, but I mean, like I feel like with the Steve Jobs, like I don't know. I feel like it hit really early where it was like, wow, like him and Waz getting together. But it's it's a different generation. Plus, Steve grew up in I think what later became the Silicon Valley. So his neighbors were like an IBM. He was like already right there where he was adopted. So he's on their ship. Yeah, but I don't see it because I'm not on Twitter. But I'll hear like a story like will be on like a news site. It'll be like because sometimes what I'll do is I'll look up things in the news through like Google News, and sometimes I can open it because I don't like pay for any newspapers because there's just like there's just like so many. Anyway, so it'll be like, oh, Twitter, now you have to pay to use it. I'm like, oh wow. I'm like okay. And so I don't go on, but that's what I hear. Takes away the stress. Mm-hmm. You don't have to pay.
I never looked into it.
I can kind of get the appeal of like having it like owning Twitter, because think about like William Randolph Hearst in his time, and he owned a newspaper, and in that time that was like the thing, to get the word out. I forget what paper it was. I mean, but Hearst they owned a lot. But yeah, Hearst Publishing. But I feel like to get your message, kind of what do they call it? Like the public's idea of you, getting the public opinion forming is very powerful. It's worth a lot. So maybe he feels by owning that he can manipulate, or not. I don't know if that comes off in a bad way, but every ad is manipulation, right? Manipulating you to like, look at this Big Mac before you watch this, this video. Look at this, and maybe you want this lovely sandwich. I mean, they're kind of manipulating you to look at it and think about it. So maybe he wants to manipulate you to be like, hey, I'm not a bad guy, and Teslas are nice, right? So, and I hear Teslas are nice, so, but I'm not on Twitter. Most of his followers are bot accounts.
From what I know, from what I've heard about
they're okay.
the people was having issues with Twitter, and Elon was supposed to like fix it by buying Twitter. That's part like that.
So, is there anything that you want to say? I know you've been working hard this week. Don't be so hard on yourself with your head. I mean, really, it's like, it's so hard to know with like other people, but driving is a big one. A lot of people like don't drive. They just take the bus, public transportation, and they don't start driving until much later. My aunt was always afraid of driving. It's kind of like something that people feel like, oh, are we normal or normal? Like, well, Terry probably never was afraid of driving because Terry drives all the time. But you never want to hit someone.
But yeah, I mean, I have, I put that crazy thought, that voice away, and apparently I have slowly, succeeded on my driving.
Jerry, you're doing great. You know what? One of these days, I'm telling you, I'm going to get that garage clean. Maybe my sister will help me when she comes and get that garage clean with my helper. And then I can do all kinds of naughty, nasty things for you all the time in the cars, in the garage. And it will give you good thoughts about when you're driving. I can pretend that you're driving and I'm like, it'll be fun.
Oh man, I have so many thoughts of you. Like, I just think about this time when you was wearing this long denim dress. You had your hair in a, I think you had your hair tied and you had like red lipstick. And like you was reading, I was like picturing it was like early 80s, a wife that was husband come home, see his wife taking care of things.
You like the denim look? I will keep that in mind.
Like really cute. And I was like thinking that looked like the ideal wife or something. I don't know. Where was
I need to do one with an apron reading to you. Actually, I have an apron. I should read on like Sunday or something. It's like it's guacamole. It's from like a restaurant back there. The guacamole apron. Yeah, I got. I should do that. So, anyway, I love you.
I love you too. Yeah,
all right, Terry. Terry, do you want to call and tell me if you like Elon? What's going on? What happened? Y'all. Bob, no one's ever been mad at you. You have to keep in mind, like in a chat, it can be very hard for people to come across. Like I come across the worst in writing. You know what I noticed is like I used to use the words LOL, like ironically. Like I used to love to say LOL because nobody said LOL. I thought it was like an old school from like, like the 90s or something. Like from like, you've got mail, LOL. And when they have like original like internet speak. But anyway, what I noticed is like a lot of people will say LOL after certain things. Like, I have the phone on. Like, how do I say this? Because it's kind of annoying. Like, I don't think that they say it like ironically. I think that they say it out of it's Monopoly. Out of like embarrassment. Yeah, but like I feel like I don't know. I hate to act like the world revolves around me, but so many things that I would say when I started doing my lives like a few years ago, or I don't know, when in 2016, like things that I said that I didn't hear anybody saying, like they came from like specific parts of like my childhood. And then like a lot of people like started saying it. And it was like, that's weird, like, I don't know. Like some things I did like whole like episodes on, and I'm like, that's so weird. But LOL I used to say like because I thought it made me sound stupid and I don't like care. But when I get people writing me LOL, it's very often is like, I like, this better, like I like pantyhose, LOL. Like, yeah, almost like whenever it's like something sexual, it's LOL. Like, yeah. Like I kind of think it's a thing if like people feel awkward. I think they write LOL if they feel like, yeah. It's like my cousin used to say everything she would say, and then she would say after, just kidding. So if you're like, what are you, just kidding. I use this for sexual, yeah. Oh yeah, the emojis too are like, I don't know. Like sometimes I want to reply to emojis in just like a random, like a pickle, a hot dog, a testicle. I don't know. Like, yeah, I don't really read everything in emojis. But the LOL, it's hard with like to give a vague example, but that's specific enough. But it gets to be annoying when everything, or you could just read it at places like when you see it enough that I'm like, I'm so sick of the LOLs now. Like, it's not really you guys. It's just like, I guess overused now. Like, what does it mean when you use it then? I just think you take it to mean you're shy about what you're saying. Limit the LOLs. Really? Sorry. I didn't need to go on like a rant about LOL. I just I also think with emojis, like I'll say it's really with the emoji thing. I'm really mean more like with Daryl, because Daryl uses emojis and like I have no idea what they mean, right? Like last night I shared the medication because like I always say this, if I'm sharing about my mental health, I feel that I should be open and honest about like the journey. You know, it's like they say, like, if you're a fitness influencer, whatever that means, it's like working out and taking like, oh, I get this body from taking these vitamins, when really it's like you know, you have like huge breast implants and ass implants or something, and it's like well, you didn't have to disclose that, but then but you're like selling like a training course to look like you when it's, you know, surgery and stuff. So I could see that. Like, I'm not selling like surgery to look at you, but it's kind of like, I don't want people to think, oh, Stella just cured her mental illness or whatever with vitamins. And you could say that like, well, it's none of your business. But then I feel like I actually want to help people, like, if they can relate to me and my struggles in any way. So I shared the medication. So anyway, then it was like Daryl wrote a bunch of emojis, and I had no idea what they mean. Like, it was just like a serious thing. I'm like, okay, this is the medication. And it was like just a bunch of emojis. Like, sorry, I just don't understand that. Like, I think, and so sometimes I wonder if people think I understand like hieroglyphic, like there's a translation to what it means and everything, but I don't really always know. Hey, Arthur! I thought you went to bed. Understand these. Yeah, hearts is my favorite emoji, because hearts are just love. Hearts are easy, but expressions, sometimes, like, I could be like happy face. Guys. What's it? Roses. No, for the most part, it's really fine. Like, I mean, I know with the peaches, you're complimenting my butt. Like, it's cute, but I'm just saying sometimes when it's something serious, if you only communicate in emojis, I really don't know if I should say, I actually don't know what that means. Or like if it's a string of different ones and some of them are sad and happy, or some of them are like confused, or maybe it's not confused, but I'm guessing. Like, I don't always know. Like, I don't know. I don't want to seem stupid because I think people assume that I know, but I don't always know what it means. But anyway, like I was just sharing that because if well, there's a possibility somebody has taken that and they can share with me like what their thoughts are, or they were, because I think I had it happen. Like, Pale had a couple things that he had taken and it helped me, or he knew someone that took like with the Prozac and something else, was like, don't take both of these because you could get this like serotonin syndrome or something, and it is useful because like firsthand experience, it does help, you know. It's, you know, it's scary, like you're thinking of putting something in your body, you know. It's like but yeah, it's the emojis, I don't always know. That's a brutal center, yeah. Are you calm? Should we put the number in the chat? I feel like I could take another call if anyone wants to call. Pale, Terry, anyone else? My line is open. Anybody watching? Anybody out there? Anyone in my chat? You want my number? Do you want to call me? Sorry, I'm such a pro at 2 hours. I'm like, I mean, I can go 3 hours usually. I got cupcakes, you know. I peed right before. That's not a call. That's Monopoly. I've been playing this stupid Monopoly, and now I have a penguin piece. Sorry, it's like a whole thing. It calms me down. What's your blood pressure? Bob wants to go. Bob, give me a call. See, Arthur puts it in. Thank you. Give me a call, Bob. But that would be this one. I'll talk to Bob before I go. You don't know the number. Yeah, you would call me on Signal. Like John tried to do. You guys have been following Big Brother. I feel like ever since like Izzy got voted out, I had to and you guys know, like, there's some people on it that are kind of like gross, but that's fine. It's like, I'd much rather be thinking of photo shoots and doing my art and hanging out with you guys. I'm just saying, like, I have not really checked in a super lot. Ever since, like, yeah, Izzy got voted out. Hello.
Hello?
Bob, how are you doing? How is the new store?
I've been there for 20 years already.
The new store?
I've been with the company for 20 years already.
Yeah, it's the company, yeah. I was thinking about you today. Like, I was in the grocery store and they had like these really cool like displays, and I was like, like, because when you see movies from like the 1950s and they have like all little cans set up and people took care with things, and I was like, somebody took care to like set up all these sodas and how they would do it, and I just thought it was just like nice, the thoughtfulness. And I thought, I wonder if like Bob does that or in his store, and like how long it takes them to do that.
God, I do the like
pumpkins.
Where the bag of potatoes are. I do that section. I do the loose onions. I do the plantains. I do the pretty much whatever they need to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it when you look at the vegetables though, and they're all like neat and pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have a picture I took of just the bananas. Because I was like, these bananas are so gorgeous. So, I don't know. I mean, it's weird.
You were probably saying, I wonder if Bob was here, what would he say about these bananas? What would he do with them?
Well, no, I wonder, like...
I would probably put them in a banana box and put fresh ones in.
Yeah. I love them when they're yellow, but some people like them when they're green.
Mm-hmm.
So do you, did they set up anything for Halloween yet? Like the pumpkins, the candy?
They have the whole section in the store with candy, and they got pumpkins already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the pumpkins today, and well, I could show you this on my OnlyFans. I'm not naked in the picture. Oh, let's see.
Been a long time since I called.
Yeah, but I see you every night. And I remember the night when Pale was like, "Where's Bob?" Okay, here we go. Okay, look at this. Okay, so there was this one. And see how they did with these sodas?
Mm-hmm.
How they had to stack them all, like, facing that way, the orange and the black, and then to look like a pumpkin, like a jack-o'-lantern. So they got the face, and it's
that
all in
looks like
a design.
that looks like A&W and Fuji.
Fanta. So here's one, like, we're at a distance, but okay. So they have like I don't know if you can see, there's lights, like they have fire going like here or something, and like they had the pumpkins and they have them in like the pails and they're all displayed. They got ghosts, they got balloons. And I had another one here before I left. Yeah, this one really shows it more too. Let me go closer on this one. Yeah.
Speaking of that.
Yeah, this is a fire right there going. And then see how there's like sticks, like a fence. So do they do that in your store?
They haven't done like anything like that yet. I'm pretty sure they will though.
I was just like, this is so cute. I stopped. I kind of checked my receipt, and I'm like, to make sure that the prices were right, and they were. And I look over, I'm like, wow, that is so nice. They must have done those after. Yeah. Orange Crush, yeah. I don't know. It's just like those little things that people think to do them in a way. I wonder if a female did it. If it's like a feminine flair of like, let's make them happy pumpkins. Cute little ghosts. No, but there's fire. I feel like men like fire more. I don't know.
We tried it, like we had last year in front of my house. We had like a haystack, little haystack, and we put pumpkins on top of it.
I used to love going to the mall, and they have the outfits done up in the mannequins. And I used to talk to the girls actually. Like, remember I would work in like that Christmas store, and I would ask like, who did this mannequin? I would make friends like I did them, and like telling me like I know that like at certain ones like Abercrombie or Forever 21, like they would have from the corporate, like you have to put certain, but at like the kind of like the thrifts and like those type of things, like they'll say like, yeah, this came in and I styled like this, and they love it when you buy it off. Like I buy so many things off of like the front mannequins that are like, wow, because a lot of people will think that you can't take that, but actually very often they like it when you do, because it sells and they feel good, like, oh, the thing that I put there sold, and they dress it up again. But there is like a thoughtfulness to like how they would design it and why they picked that one, and I just always appreciated those things. Like I think it used to be back in the day, display windows like in New York City was like a big thing. Macy's, the toy stores, like what's going to catch your eye to make you want to go in. There really is an art to it.
That's what their main goal is, to try to put the displays in front of the windows and catch people's eyes as they're walking by.
Yeah, catch your eye. They used to call window shopping when you're just looking like into the window, but it just you're like, Mom, can I go in? But I think that their design and how to make it composite, the whole thing to look nice. You can't just like slap something together. But a lot of people don't appreciate.
No, they don't.
The movie Mannequin in the 80s. With the lady from Sex and the City, Kim Cattrall.
Yeah, there was a movie called Mannequin.
Yeah, it was a mannequin and she came to life.
Yeah, it was filmed in Philadelphia.
Good night, Arthur.
Good night, Arthur.
Yeah, I feel like she's in another show now too. Like I think she's like How I Met Your Father or something. I don't know, but but she's not in the Sex and the City, even though that's still going on. I guess she didn't. She didn't love doing that, I guess. Even though she's like very famous for that show too, but But then again, it's like Farrah Fawcett is very famous for Charlie's Angels, and she only did like one season.
Yeah. She should have got more than one though.
Well, she didn't want to because she did like movies.
Yeah.
So she left, and then there was like another person, and the other person. Yeah, there was a lot of angels they went through.
Yeah.
Is she the grandma? I don't know. I haven't seen it, but I just like read it in like a magazine or something. That she did. That she was in it. You know what? It's hard to say like the people that were like considered like the icons. Like, was there anyone like growing up like for men that you felt was like an icon that later they no longer were? Because I feel like the people that are usually the ones that are like self-made. Like I feel like Taylor Swift, she'll probably always be like an icon because she's like done so much of it. Like obviously not herself. You obviously need help, but not like, you know, you're given like a career from your family. Like you really have to. Obviously, she didn't even get to own her own masters in the beginning. So I feel like when you look at people that used to be like Britney Spears, and not that she came from anything. I mean, she was like broke, but the people that were really handled and molded, like the Disney Channel, like people, I feel like they were not really behind their own image, and because of that, like it fizzles out, and people are like less, you know.
Yeah.
We're like, well, what did I see in that person?
I thought of an icon. I mean, I wasn't born when he was alive, but I thought John Lennon was an icon. I liked him. I liked the Beatles. I mean, it's a real shame what happened to him, because I was wondering, like, what if that didn't happen to him, and what if he would have made more songs, you know?
Well, I mean, like, I was watching the Supermodels on Apple TV, and they had shown up when Gianni Versace died, and he got shot, like on his front steps. And I think that there was an era where things like they showed in like from the 90s into the early 2000s how things became so much more corporate. So they were really democratized. You have designers go like Target, mass produce through the internet. Things they're more available to the masses, not as exclusive. But also like there was like a separation also of like there used to be this access, I think, like the designers, they would be more like with the people, you know, to develop like the aesthetic or whether, but so I think musicians, they probably used to be as well, much more like less bodyguards, much more like with the people, go to a concert, go. And I think it was part of that era. So he happened to be one that got killed, but I bet you a lot of people, you know, it still shocks me to think there was an era. Like I have this magazine. Gosh, I'll be right back. I think I know where it is.
Hey, Jack. It's been a long time since I called.
Okay, I have this magazine of a JFK, and from after he was assassinated, and there's this picture, and is this the day? I don't know. I don't know if that's what she was wearing. It might, because a lot of these were from the day. But this is the car. So there you go, like a convertible or something, right? What's it say? Yeah, I can't believe they have it on film. split-second bullets. But there was a picture. Yeah, here we go. It says, "Death found him from this window." And, like, I know, like, I don't know if it's in question. I mean, there's a lot of, like, mystique around what happened. Or, but the idea that, like, a fucking president from, like, some dude's window, and they're like, "Oh, here's the arrow." It's like, yeah, here's in this window. Like, that just seems, like, outrageous. Like, and I don't know if it's, like, because I feel like nowadays, are people safer? Are people more aware? So the idea that it was John Lennon, I mean, there literally was a president that was just shot, like, in broad daylight. I mean, and then his brother was also shot, and the guy that shot him was also shot. So, and it was like, I don't know. People would just be getting away with shit, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that it's also weird, too. It's like, I think that was the last time that you lost a president. Well, I guess you could say Nixon, and you had Ford. I was going to say that you lost a president and you got the vice president. Because I think that's usually, like, pretty unusual. I mean, there's always that chance, but it's like, it seems weird to me that happened, because Johnson was there for a while, I think, because there was, like, some pretty big legislation and stuff, and it's like, he was only president because, you know, Kennedy died, because he was murdered. Like, nobody thought voting for a guy, like, in his 40s, that he was, that they're the vice president, you know? I feel like with, people say, like, with Biden, you know, because it's like in his 80s, like, you know, his VP, this, like, if he's going to keep Kamala on, or if she wants to do something else, that there might be more of a chance because he's not in his 40s. But certainly people didn't think it would be what happened. So, but then again, you know, I mean, I'm trying to think the last celebrity that was killed, that was murdered, because there still must have been in our era. Selena, I was thinking, like, there's some, like, rapper that was, like, on Instagram that was, like, not Tupac, that was, like, killed for, like, his watch or something, or his necklace. Sirhan, yeah.
I mean, even though they're gone, their music lives on in their legacies.
I wanted to show you something. They have the Johnson guy, vice president. Yeah, they're trying to, like, talk about him. Like, it's not so weird, because you got to think in this time, there wasn't, you were, like, nowadays, you know, like, imagine if something happened to Biden, like, God forbid, you know, he got killed, like, that would be horrible. And then it would be, like, nowadays, it'd be, like, online, and they would be talking about Kamala, and be like, okay, like, here's some stuff that Kamala did, like, here, because you don't know, like, the same. That's how you'd be like, it's just so weird. But there's this picture of him here. The father of a queen. And I always think of him as, like, a raging, like, I don't want to say white supremacist, because I'm not totally sure, but I just feel like there were some quotes that he said that were like, Kennedy was so much better, you know? And so I see this picture and I'm just like, you're a racist. That's his daughter. And it's like, his daughter, Linda Bird with a Y, crowned 1961 Azalea Queen. His other child, Lucy Baines. Okay. She's, like, ugly. And she's got this scepter. And it's like, oh, we love you because you're rich and white. And it just seems so much like of the time. Like a horrible time. like you know, black people weren't allowed to compete, you know? Saying, is it all fake now? Well, I mean, people do say, though, that the Kennedy assassination, they do say that now, that there was they're hiding things, or so there's, you know, the thing is with, like, conspiracy theories, the problem is that sometimes, like, they have been true. Like,
Yeah.
if you look at the entirety of history, like collusion, companies conspiring together, like,
Mm-hmm.
that's happened. So that's kind of why it's like a thing. I mean, you wish people would never do that, but because of it, that leads so much speculation. But you almost can't blame people when, they've seen, like, the expression, you fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. If people feel like they were lied to once by the government, they don't trust like anything,
Yeah.
Biden body double. What? I heard that people think Biden is a lizard, that he's really he's a lizard in like a zip suit, like of a human skin.
I know somebody said he had trouble getting on he was having trouble going up the stage, and he was talking to a flag.
That's the thing though, he always was a little bit like funny like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he always made like jokes that were a little off.
Mm-hmm.
So it, like, he very well may have some decline, but I don't think 100% like of the oddness. I think some people are just, they're a little bit odd, like, and I think it's some, like, there are some videos of him in 2008, like when he ran for president, that were so funny and cringe and drunk and yeah. But that's just like, well, see, nowadays though, I feel like everybody gets called pedo. That's the thing. And sometimes it's really ridiculous. It's like, what are you saying? So, yeah, I know, but it's like,
the key thing is you live life to the fullest each day.
Well, not being a pedophile. I mean, the guy's like 100 years old. I don't think that he.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I like to assume that he's just grandfatherly and everything, but I just feel like it gets a little bit overused. But
true.
I mean, I'm sure some people are there, of course, unfortunately, but I don't think everybody is. Like, I'll say, like, the Boy Scouts, like, oh, like those Boy Scout, leaders. Okay, but not everybody that was ever in or working for the Boy Scouts was. Like, that's crazy. Like, there might be some people, but everybody?
Yeah.
I mean, some of them were just Boy Scouts. That's it, son. There's your brain. You start seeing things, catch. It's played out many times. Yeah. But then again, you almost can't blame people for going a little bit nuts. Because, like, I guess I understand why, like, the government and companies, like, you can't be completely honest. Like, even on your products, like, you'll have, like, a bottle of, like, perfume or something, and they'll say, oh, well, they can say, like, fragrance, but not say what it is because it's trade secrets. Like, really, you're literally putting it on your body. But they don't have to tell you what it is because it's a secret. Like, but it's because they'll say, well, if I put it out there, someone's going to copy it, put it in theirs, or my recipe, like, whatever. So I think you kind of understand, because of the human nature to some extent, a certain percent of people will always look to copy. They'll look to do bad things with information. But I wish that there was more transparency as it can be. Because people aren't willing to accept the downside to a lot of things. And that's unfortunate, because there usually is good and bad. And because of that, they tend to hide the bad side. And it's like, just tell us. Just tell us what's going on. But I think that is part of it, part of why.
So true.
Like, for instance, I bet you, like, with voting, this is just a guess, maybe it's just a conspiracy theory, right? But I bet you, like, with voting, there's some percent of, what would you call it, fraud? Like, it could be, like, I mean, I'm sure it's less than 1%, right? It could be less than a fraction of percent. It could be, like, it could be two guys. One guy named Bill, who's, like, writes in himself, and one guy named Franklin that writes in himself, right? And these two assholes, they write in themselves, and it gets through to say, well, and then they'll say there's no fraud at all. No fraud has ever happened. It hasn't. And it's like, yeah, because you can't say that, right? Because people will be like, what about in Chicago? Like 70 years ago when dead people are voting and stuff. But it's but you can admit it's not enough that it's that much of a difference. Because if it was, they would be finding that. Like, if it was enough, that, you know what I mean? So they just say there's none. And I think that when you say that, then people can say, not so fast. I will find where you were wrong, and you're covering things up, and it becomes a whole thing. Because you don't feel like they can say, well, of course there's some fraud. Now you're, like, say, yeah, I know. I almost said something that's like, I don't want to scare people, but I almost said, say fill in the blank came through the border. Well, they're not going to admit to that, because that's scary. But it's possible. They can't be.
That's so true.
Like, okay, yes, like, say somebody came to the border with AIDS and they peed in your brisket. They're not going to tell you that, but your brisket is fine. So, but is it possible? Do you hear it? Now, would you be offended, though, if Biden didn't smell your hair? Like, I would be offended if somebody did, and also if they didn't. Because my hair be smelling good. It's like, yeah, it's be smelling like shampoo and conditioner. Would you smell my hair?
If you did, I wouldn't just go up to. I wouldn't just go up to you.
You know, I wouldn't just like pull someone's braid a little and go like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, I'm having a sniff.
No.
Oh, is that coconuts?
No.
What scent is that?
No, I was always taught to be polite and a gentleman.
If you put on perfume, I think it's normal for someone to be like, "What perfume are you wearing? That smells nice." But they can also say that smells. No. If they're sensitive. They love how shampoos smell. After you go to the shampoo aisle and just go, sweet shampoo goodness.
No.
Hey, I got a lot of hair. That's a lot of shampoo, baby.
Yeah.
See, that's a thing. I don't really like any of them, but it's
queen. That's what you are.
Hey, you got to try to stay positive in things, and you got to try to also not let it completely own whatever happens. Like, whatever the news is tomorrow, how you feel. Like, I like the Raiders, but if the Raiders lose, it can't take over my entire happiness and quality of life. I mean, maybe for a few minutes there. But, because it's the things that you don't have control over, to be honest. If Joe Biden sniffs my hair, what am I going to do? He doesn't like to get boogers in it. If Trump sniffs my hair, or who got? What am I gonna do? Well, anyway, is there anything that you want to say? I know that you're worried with your sister. I just don't know what to say about that. It's horrible.
Yeah, no.
Well, you just, be strong for your parents. I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I always got you to help me out and all, and you guys in the chats. So thank you, guys in the chats, for everything.
Yeah, I mean, Bob, the thing is, life is so hard. I was thinking this last night. I'm crying, and I'm like, damn, it's like so sad. Like, you have to like try and survive, somewhere to live, all your bills, something to eat every day. Cause like how we get through it, and we got to really like give ourselves credit because it's so hard. We really fight on, but and you try to learn, but you know stick together and share how you're feeling and everything. But yeah, I mean, give yourself a break sometimes because you've gone through some really hard stuff. You lost your aunt this year, and what's going on with your sister, but we're all going through it. Every one of us, I mean, I try to tell myself it could be worse. I'm nervous, obviously, if they'll find something with my brain, and I didn't want to do this, and last night I got spooked about that medication, but
I'm always here for you. Just remember that.
I know. I'll see you on Sunday. Go back reading the book.
I love you.
I love you too. Mwah. Well, that was a nice call. They're going to tell you your brain is beautiful. What about your brain? It's an MRI of Terry's brain, and it's just like a car. It's a car, latex boots, a can of beans. A vegan can of beans. Your brain is like, no, your brain is fine. I'm just saying. Beautiful. Do you guys like my brain? That's very nice. That's a very nice compliment. Mine is smooth. Is that a good thing? Soft like pantyhose. Soft like my pantyhose feet. Smooth like butter. Every second with butter. I think that it's both. I think that they try to put one thing or the other. It has to be like, it's this. It's like, I guess, I'm sorry. My sister gets on me for this too. The psychology and psychiatry, like one of them is, I think psychology is just a therapist, and psychiatry is the prescribing drugs, and then neurology is the brain itself, the physical. But I think that's this psychiatric and psychological and the neurological. I think that they feel black, like one or the other, But I think the truth is, it's like you need somebody to see that it can be both, like maybe a little bit of this, but not, And I'm curious because I think I didn't hit my head. I didn't take drugs, although I think it's entirely possible. Any of the things I was prescribed before years ago could have had an effect on my brain physically itself. But my thinking is, my best guess that I have, which is very sad, but it's that the trauma of actual experience, that the actual pain that I had felt was so intense for so long, so intense that it actually did something physically to my brain, and that may show up. And we will know pretty soon from now what it shows. But I do believe that there is something there, and I have to work with that. And then I think also, obviously, psychologically, I think I obviously have anxiety, which is a disorder. It is a maladaptation. I don't think it's healthy to adapt in the world the way I have, to be so anxious, but I am. So that's obviously an issue, and it makes everything else very often worse. I don't know what Pale said, because everything's been deleted. That's bullshit. I'm sure he didn't say anything bad. Let's see. I say don't give up on talk therapy. Well, yeah, with the right person, but that's easier said than done. You even said finding the right psychiatrist, during times too, like, and to me, it's not free. Like, it's not costless. There is a cost to me opening up and sharing things that have happened to me, my traumas. And I feel that, and to just do it over and over to like a person that's very cold, like I just feel like there's a price to that, a toll that's taken on me, and I don't want to just do it and churn through. Like my suffering doesn't count for anything, and I've been through that enough that I feel like, once bitten, twice shy about getting back out there with another person that I feel like they're not. I don't, and I don't, I don't, honestly, I don't totally respect the profession. Yeah, I don't totally respect, right off the bat, if somebody was just like, all I know is that they are a psychiatrist or they are a therapist, it doesn't automatically come with where it used to. It doesn't no longer come with this automatic respect of, wow, that's great. You must be, your parents must be so proud because no, I'm like, okay, doesn't mean you know shit more than me about it. That you can help me. So the right person. Yeah. Well, my sister says that with her, having the right therapist has made all like the difference, and she thinks that for me. But I'm very sensitive. You guys like get glimpses of that, like. I say like not entirely, only because I'm so comfortable with you, um, that like I was thinking tomorrow night of maybe doing another night of like, I'm a super submissive, doing what you tell me. We'll see. Or at least maybe a night coming up again. Because I trust you so much. But like I said, just like with a new random person, like I am not like, I can be very like in like shut off and scared, and you don't see it as much, but I didn't want to get hurt. I might not make it tomorrow, but you'll watch it on the replay though. Either way. And when Legal wrote that, I was thinking, yeah, that person, I could do that because that person's not there. I don't trust, but. Sorry, I'm like sweating. I'm thinking, Pale, are you working tomorrow or are you going to be around? I know Jerry will be there. I think John will be there. I think I'll get someone to be there. I think Edward will be there. Daryl will be there. And that's it's always a good reset for me, like, before Sunday, feel good. Looking forward to it. Pale's been working more. That's good, though. I know, like, to get you. I like to tease you ahead of time. Is Pale... Oh, did he leave? Did he get banned? Did he get timed out? No. All right, well, I should go pee. What was I gonna say? Yeah. Something looked as... Oh, there you are. I don't know what happened. Fluid cut. You're back? Oh, okay. You'll be there, okay. Well, I'll have to make it extra special. Try to be there. I should take a shower too. I feel like I almost jumped in the pool today. You saw when I came home. And I dipped my pantyhose feet in the pool. I was eating that grocery store chicken outside, but I didn't go all the way in. I was afraid it'd be too cold. But I feel like I need a shower, chill out. I know I have to go, but I don't want to be lonely. I feel like I'll instantly be like, I miss them. But I have to pee. What would they say about big? All right. I love you so much. Good night, my babies.